Hi dear kids, good morning. This is Srinivasan from Ideal Matriculation School. Today the topic we are going to discuss is Dhiran Chinnamalai and Vellore Revolt 1806. Before going the class, I am gonna ask 5 questions from previous chapter. Question number 1. The land revenue arrears from Kattabomman was dash pakodas. The land revenue arrear from Kattabomman was dash pakodas. Question number 2. When did Kattabomman met Jackson in Ramanathapuram? When did Kattabomman met Jackson in Ramanathapuram? Question number 3. When Jackson dismissed from service, who was appointed as a new collector? When Jackson dismissed from service, who was appointed as a new collector? Question number 4. What is the capital name of the Marudu brothers? What is the capital name of the Marudu brothers? Question number 5. Dash policy followed by the British split the forces of the Palayakkarars. Dash policy followed by the British split the forces of the Palayakkarars. Just answer it through your comments. Okay kids, next we are going to our topic. Dhiran Chinnamalai 1756 to 1805. Born as a Tirthagiri in 1756 in a Mandradiar royal family of Palayakottai. Dhiran was well trained in Silambu, archery, horse riding and modern warfare. He was involved in resolving family and land disputes in the Kongu region, as this region was under the control of the Mysore Sultan. Tax was collected by Tipu's Diwan Muhammad Ali. Once, when the Diwan was returning to Mysore with the tax money, Tirthagiri blocked his way and confiscated all the tax money. He let Muhammad Ali go by instructing him to tell his Sultan that Chinnamalai, who is between Sivamalai and Chennimalai, was the one who took away taxes. Thus, he gained the name Dhiran Chinnamalai. The offended Diwan sent a contingent to attack Chinnamalai and both the forces met and fought at the Noyal river bed. Chinnamalai emerged victorious. Trained by the French, Dhiran mobilized the Kongu youth in thousands and fought the British together with Tipu. After Tipu's death, Dhiran Chinnamalai built a fort and fought the British without leaving the place. Hence, the place is called Vodanilai. He launched guerrilla attacks and evaded capture. Finally, the English captured him and his brothers and kept them in prison in Sangagiri. When they were asked to accept the rule of the British, they refused. So, they were hanged at the top of the Sangagiri fort on 31st July 1805. Vellore Revolt 1806. Before reducing all Palayakkarars of South Tamil Nadu into submission, the East India Company had acquired the revenue district of Salem, Dindigul at the conclusion of the war with Tipu in 1792. Coimbatore was annexed at the end of the Anglo-Mysore War in 1799. In the same year, the Raja of Tanjavur, whose status had been reduced to that of the vassal of 1798, gave up his sovereign rights over the region to the English. After the suppression of resistance of Kattabomman 1799 and Marudu brothers 1801, the British charged the Nawab of Arcot with disloyalty and forced a treaty on him. According to this treaty of 1801, the Nawab was cede the district of North Arcot, South Arcot, Tiruchirappalli, Madurai and Tirunelveli to the company and transfer all the administration's power to it. Grievances of Indian soldiers. But the resistance did not die down. The disposed little kings and federal chieftains continued to deliberate on the future course of action against the company government. The outcome was the Vellore Revolt of 1806. The objective conditions for the last ditch fight existed on the eve of the revolt. The Chipai in the British Indian Army nurtured a strong sense of resentment over low salary and poor prospects of promotion. The English army officers' scant respect for the social and religious sentiments of the Indian Chipais also angered them. The state of peasantry from which class the Chipais had been recruited all bothered them much. With new experiments in land tenure causing unsettled conditions and famine breaking out in 1805, many of the Chipais families were in dire economic straits. The most opportune situations come with the sons of the family members of Tipu being interred in Vellore Fort. The trigger for the revolt came into the form of new military regulations notified by the Commander-in-Chief Sir John Cradock. According to the new regulation, the Indian soldiers were asked not to wear caste mark to wear rings within uniform. They were to be cleanly shaven on the chin and maintain uniformity about how their mustache looked. The new turban added fuel to fire. The most objectionable addition was the leather cockade made of animal skin. The Chipai gave enough forewarning by refusing to wear the new turban, yet the company administration did not take heed. Outbreak of the revolt. On 10th July 1806, in the early hours, guns were booming, and the Indian Chipais of the 1st and 23rd Regiment raised their standard of revolt. Colonel Fancourt, who commanded the garrison, was the first victim. Colonel Macquaras of the 23rd Regiment was killed. Next, Major Armstrong, who was passing the fort, heard the sound of firing. When he stopped to inquire, he was showered with bullets. About the dozen other officers were killed within an hour or so. Among them, Lieutenant Yelly and Lieutenant Hoham belonged to His Majesty's battalion. Gillespie's spirituality. Major Cootus, who was outside the fort, informed Colonel Gillespie, the cavalry commandant in Orchard. Gillespie reached the fort along with the squadron of cavalry under the command of Captain Young at 9 am. In the meantime, the rebels proclaimed Fateh Haidar, Tipu's eldest son, as the new ruler and hoisted the tiger flag of Mysore Sultans in the fort. But the uprising was swiftly crushed by Colonel Gillespie, who threw to wince all war ethics. In the course of suppression, according to an eyewitness account, 800 soldiers were found dead in the fort alone. 600 soldiers were kept in confinement in Tiruchirappalli and Vellore awaiting inquiry. Consequences of revolt. 6 of the rebels convicted by the court of inquiry were blown from the guns. 5 were shot dead, 8 hanged. Tipu's sons were ordered to be sent to Calcutta. The officers and men engaged in the suppressions of the revolt were rewarded with prize money and promotion. Colonel Gillespie was given 7,000 pakodas. However, the Commander-in-Chief Sir John Cradock, the Adjutant General Agnew, and Governor William Bentinck were held responsible for the revolt, removed from their office and recalled to England. The military regulations were treated as withdrawn. Estimate of revolt. The Vellore revolt failed because there was no immediate help from outside. Recent studies show that the organizing part of the revolt was done perfectly by Subedar Sheikh Adam and Sheikh Hamid and Jamedar Sheikh Hussain of the 2nd Battalion of 23rd Regiment and 2 Subedars and the Jamedar Sheikh Qasim of the 1st Battalion of the 1st Regiment. Vellore revolt had all the forebodings of the Great Rebellion of 1857. The only difference was that there was no civil rebellion following the mutiny. The 1806 revolt was not confined to Vellore Fort. It carried its echoes in Bellary, Walajabad, Hyderabad, Bengaluru, Nandi Durg and Sankari Durg. Okay guys, our lesson came to an once recall it from the beginning. Thank you guys. Meet you on following videos. Love you all. Stay happy. Bye bye from Srinivasan.